just Colin, and then we'll have Rachel, and then there's one reporter from Hawaii on the Zoom.
Okay.
Sorry if I get your mic up here.
No, it's okay.
I'll just throw it on over your shirt there. You don't need to string it up right here. Good call. Give me 2 seconds here, and then I will be. Alright, go ahead.
Good.
Cool. Do you want to start it on the 6th? Yeah. Yeah, if you just start us off, Coach, with just your initial thoughts on the trip to Hawaii.
Well, you know, it's this will be my first time doing something like this. Coach Sanchez, however, has when he's at UNLV, so I've kind of taken his plan from the traveling to how you spend your time down there, to how you handle the flights and all those kind of things. So I think we got a real good plan of getting there, and now we got to get our team ready to play after such a a long flight. And but that's our job, and so we'll see what happens. They're a much improved football team. Their quarterbacks, I think, 3rd in the country at throwing the ball around, and got skilled receivers to catch it, and then defensively they're a much better football team along with special teams. But I've seen lots and lots of improvement in his 2nd year with his football team.
Colin, you have any questions?
Yeah, I guess, Coach. First of all, how are you feeling after last week? And I know you got hit on the sidelines at the game last week too. But just how are you feeling? Heading into this week's game.
I'm doing all right. I'm a little sore, but other than that, doing okay. Rough week. Everybody has rough weeks, has things that happen, and everybody has problems and so forth. And you just I've been taught just keep fighting, keep going, and it's not the first time that I haven't had to battle at one time or the other. So it was, but a little bit sore, but it was worth every bit of it.
I know when you were hired, you actually said at your press conference, I think, that the reason you brought in Coach Beck and Coach Son, some of the guys that you brought in was kind of maybe for situations like this. I mean, what did you think of what the coaching staff did last week to kind of maybe pick up a little slack, and the guys too to go get the win like they did on Saturday?
Well, I got a good coaching staff, and I've known those guys, and they're part of my bloodline. So I'm fortunate to have them, and the staff. I was out Tuesday's practice, and I came out Wednesday about halfway through, and then was there the rest of the week. But during that time, they did a good job with their preparation, game plan, and then I got a chance I drove with my girlfriend up with the computer, and then had the computer with me as much as I could to catch up, and by the time we got game started, I was caught up on what we were doing, how we were doing it, and then be ready for the game situations that I needed to be involved in.
Defensively, it seemed like that was maybe the best performance you guys have had so far this year, just as you've had a chance to look at the film. Was that kind of your impression from the game?
I would say the second half was the best we played all year. The first half, there were spots in there, but we gave up some throws and some things that we just, were in the right place at the right time. But we seemed to settle in the second half, and I thought our guys in the back end really covered well against some good receivers, and the quarterback can throw it around. They're a much better football team than they were a year ago because of the quarterback and the big receiver, and they can throw it. And defensively, they're the same. That's Rocky's defense and Coach's defense that they've used. But they've got, like I said, that's their best team. We had to rise to the occasion, and I'm proud of our kids for playing hard.
Have you kind of consolidated your rotation defensively a little bit, especially in the secondary? I know Rouser was playing a little more than maybe he had in previous games.
Yeah, he's too good to keep off the field. He's great athlete. He's learning, as we go, and but he made some great plays in the game, and we get Torrey Union back this week, which will be a big plus. And you know, we've played some younger players, and that's why we've had some mistakes. But you know, we got a lot of depth in that secondary, and we're going to need it. You know, we don't have that at linebacker, and we don't have that, you know, in some other areas. But in that area with safeties, you know, we're pretty well stacked in there, so we can play a lot of people if needed.
Yeah. Offensively, you know, Diego, I think almost 300 yards of total offense. He played fantastic. Just how do you get that kind of week to week from him now? I know that he's kind of put it out to, you know, that he can do that again this year.
Well, it's, you know, it's we keep coaching him hard, and you know, he's got pressure behind him, and but a lot of it, you know, Coach Beck's done a great job. You look at the start of where he started and where he's at now, and you know, he's a great developer of quarterbacks, and you know, Eli's getting better and better, and you know, we need to get him on the field more somehow, some way. But it's a deal where, you know, it's his job to continue to get better, and he's film preparation and all the things you got to do to get ready for a game. He's got to continue to do that because, you know, we were in him pretty good last week, and but pressure makes diamonds, and he sprinkled a few diamonds out there.
Looking at Hawaii, I heard you telling the guys, I mean, this is a totally different looking team from what they saw last year. How do you evaluate them though? Because it's, you know, 3 games against Power 5 teams, and then obviously against an FCS. Does it make them harder to evaluate for you?
Not really, because you can see, you know, first of all, playing against the Power 5 teams and playing so well is that you got a good chance to see them against the best people. And so, I mean, it's a little easier to evaluate the talent, to be honest. And and that's why I say they play harder. You know, their quarterback, you know, he's throwing it all over the place, and you know, he's active, and but where I see it, you know, really big improvement is on their defensive side of the ball. They're playing much better, added some pieces, playing hard, and you know, I think playing that hard competition probably at the end of the day is probably going to help them.
Though you brought up a little bit in your opening statement, just a long trip out there. How do you manage that with the team this week?
Try not to say too much about it, to be honest with you. You know, we stop for 2 hours and get off the plane, walk around, get back on. It's 5 hours. You know, we traveled to Liberty. It was 4 or 5 hours. So it's kind of, when you get off, just kind of treat it like that. And I'm not going to say anything about it, you know, and just go along like we're playing every road game. You know, only thing we'll have to do a good job is when we get down there and where we're staying and you're next to the ocean, all that stuff. You know, that's where you got to worry a little bit.
Last question I have before I'll open it is Jamari Button. Do you have a kind of status update on how they should see him out there?
He is, you know, I think he's decided to go. I don't know what direction really, but he's, you know, not getting to play, and when you don't get a chance to play, and he's behind some good people and not wanting to be patient. You know, he's kind of drifted off the map, so to speak.
Is it fair to say he's not with the team?
Yeah, he's not with the team.
Okay.
That's very fair.
All right, Stephen, Rachel, you guys have any questions for Coach?
Yeah. Coach, do you try to stay on Mountain Time when you're out here, or do you try to adjust to Hawaii time?
Shoot, we just line up and do what we do. You know, we just stay with the same practice, same types of things, schedule-wise. I think the bigger deal you make of all that, then your players make a big deal out of it. And so we don't say much about it. We just go play football and do what we're supposed to do. And it doesn't matter where you play it, if you play it the way it's supposed to be played.
And what's the adjustment like from Mexico's schemes to Hawaii schemes? Did you have to sort of incorporate or start looking ahead to Hawaii a couple weeks earlier than normal, or?
No, I never look ahead. We take one week at a time. I know that's a coaches will say, but they all do. And really around here, we take one day at a time. You know, we judge each practice, and did we get better? Did we get worse? Are we making improvement? You know, just because we lost, where do we got to get better at? But we had some good things happen at Liberty too. So, but we never look ahead at all. So, take a look. In the summertime you do, but you know, we've been working on them since Sunday, and they do some things, present some things different, but you know, that's why they call you a coach. You got to get them ready for Saturday, and you try to keep them healthy as well as you can.
I think when we spoke last year, it was early in the season, and you said you were trying to get your team to sort of find that physical and mental stage that they need to compete. And I was wondering, what's it been like, and how's that been since that time, and your progress since then?
Well, we're not there yet because we got 48 new players on the football team, and so we don't. It's a whole different team. So no, we have not reached where I want to be in those two things at all. And but you know, we progressed some. You know, last week, but big emphasis on some to get. You know, you go in the Conference USA and you go play Y, and teams that we're going to go down and stick here with is. We're not there yet, so you know, this is a big game for us to, you know, continue to play hard and turn it loose, so to speak. And I thought we've seen some of that, you know, on Saturday, but you know, I want to see more of it this Saturday.
Okay, and finally, it seems like you made the commitment to a long time at Mexico State. You know, with how you've conquered things in the past with health issues and everything, what made this seem like a spot you want to be in for a long time?
That's kind of a question I'm not sure. Am I supposed to talk about my health or how long I'm going to be here? Or both?
Well, yeah, I was just kidding. Well, you've been pretty open about your health before, and it just seems like you've conquered health problems in the past and everything. So just wondering what made this now feel where you're healthy enough and also committed enough to want to stay in a place for a long time.
Well, the biggest accomplishment was not the health issue I had Tuesday, Wednesday. The biggest accomplishment was I took a hit on the sideline. And if you see that, you need to go back and look at that hit. And if I can get up from that hit, yeah, I can do a lot of things for a long time, because that was far worse than any health situation I've ever had, is the hit I took on the boundary on Saturday. So you need to pull that baby up. And when you see that, you'll say, that old man's tough. So,
how do you do it? How do you just keep bouncing back and things like that?
Because my dad
also with such great fighting spirit.
Because my dad raised us tough. We weren't raised soft. You know, we live in a soft country right now. You know, I'm not afraid to say that. And that's what's wrong with our country. You know, there's no discipline in it, and you know, there's not caring about each other, and you know, everything's okay. And with my dad, not everything was okay. You know, I cut a lip one time, and he took me to the veterinarian, and they sewed it up at the vet. So there you go. That's a true story. So there's, you know, when you're about 10 to 12, and they're sewing you up by a vet, you know, you can handle about anything, I guess.
Sounds like rubbing dirt on it was the best medicine growing up, huh? Pretty much.
Pretty much. We weren't like this. Just like I told the player, I set the best example you can. Like I said, I don't know if you'll ever see a coach get hit like that. And I got hit. I mean, I'm still sore. And like one player was living around that, I said, hell, I got up and coached. You certainly go out there and play. I mean, geez. So I got a lot of leverage now. So, but no, you know, as long as it stays fun, all that kind of stuff, you stay healthy, and you know, you never know how long you're going to be at a place, you know, and I don't know what the administration thinks. I mean, you know, in this world of game of football, you know, there's some strange things happening out there. So, you know, you just kind of keep your head low and keep doing your job, and you know, be glad you got a job, and you just go from there. But, you know, I'm not like all these young people that are out there, you know, typing their resume instead of coaching, you know, or got an agent that's, you know, they're running back coach and they got an agent, you know, and all that stuff. You know, all that stuff is beyond me. So, you know, if they want me here, we'll see. You know, Mario hadn't offered me a lifetime contract yet, so I don't know. He should. He should. I got a tattoo, and I took the biggest hit he's ever seen. I coached when I wasn't supposed to coach. You know, I'm the only guy in the country who's getting IV'd at halftime and taking 2 shots to survive the damn deal so I can go back out at halftime. Now, I think that guy deserves a lifetime contract, don't you?
Well, it seems like you get the money back anyway. Don't you donate so much money to the school?
Yeah. $127,000. That's a lot of money. I did that when I first started, so you'd think at least they'd get part of that back. You're exactly right. But they're not going to. They've done spent that.
All right,
Probably spend it on my salary.
Rachel, did you have anything? Are you still there?
Yeah, I am. If I can ask some questions, that'd be great.
Yep.
I didn't think Rachel liked me anymore. I mean, I guess I don't know. I thought maybe you're just gonna blow me off. That's it. Haven't seen you in a couple weeks, you know. But anyway.
I woke up on my day off to jump on the Zoom, Coach.
Okay.
That's
On your day off. Just,
on my day off.
I feel bad for you.
You have days off, Coach?
Yeah, I don't get any days off.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's life with Coach.
No,
You asked for that. Hey, Coach. No, I do want to say I'm glad to hear you're doing well. After the game, Keyshawn said that because you were fighting for him, they had to fight for you. What does that say about kind of the culture that you've built in this team, and what does that mean for you to hear that?
Well, it means a lot, you know. I mean, certainly coming from him, and you know, I think that you know, I don't talk about it or anything like that, but you know, people can read the paper, and you know, the Minnesota thing, I was never the same after. You know, I chose to retire because I could not function at all, and you know, and so you know, people know, and but you know, I've never quit. I've never, you know, I've got things under control much better, and but you know, every once in a while things happen in life, and you know, I've been through it enough that you know, you just keep battling, and it means a lot. You know, it means a lot to me. You know, you know, I think the kids when they see me go flying across the bench that and then I got up and was bleeding, I think it did motivate a few of them to say, Jesus Christ, this is nuts. And so, but no, it's a great compliment.
Diego, after the game, said that he really felt like what you guys did in that game offensively is kind of the identity that you guys are going to go with for the rest of the season. I mean, what did you think offensively, and what do you think the identity of the offense is right now?
I agree with that. That we want to be able to move the ball. You know, we've run the ball pretty well, and but we know through the play action, and people get closer and closer in the line of scrimmage to stop the run, and we got to be able to throw the ball down the field, and you know, we're throwing it better than we have, you know, last year, and so you know, I think our identity is, you know, is to be able to run the football and throw a play action passing game, and you know, take what the defense gives us. But I'd say that's the two big words that I would say we were, just like I want to be.
Seeing Diego and Brady kind of connect like that on multiple occasions throughout the night, was that something you expected to kind of come earlier in the season, or is that kind of clicking now? Does that make sense?
Yeah, I wish everything would come a little faster, you know, but with so many new players, I think every coach in America is kind of trying to adjust, you know, kind of like the NFL is right now. And yeah, we you know, Brady's a pretty special player, and our two outside guys are pretty special players. But Brady had a mismatch, you know, on a safety, and you know, you can get a fast guy on a safety, including, you know, you can, you know, get that type of matchup. You got to take advantage of it, and you know, and they're playing the run so hard, and you know, once they take a couple bad steps, he's so fast, he's by you.
And Coach, just lastly for me, I know you're not talking too much kind of about the plan getting into Hawaii, but I guess how does kind of going on a long flight to Liberty help prepare you guys in handling that away trip kind of vibe?
I think it helps a lot. I mean, we're going to do a lot of traveling in this league. I mean, better not complain about it. We're gonna go to Western Kentucky. I mean, we go, all over the place. And so this is part of being in a conference, and, this is a little bit longer than you expected. But again, it's like the Coach Sanchez, hey man, we went over there twice. He was 2-0, and he said, yeah, you should load up your laptop with a couple movies, and you get off the plane a little bit. He said you're there, so that's kind of how we got to approach it. And like I said, when we get there, and you got to catch up on your sleep, and then I think that evening we were having a dinner with everybody that goes, and then Friday we just go right into game mold, and we'll give them a lot of those kids never even seen water, and so we'll give them a couple hours right there at the resort we're staying at, to where they can see some things and do some things, and then we'll go play ball.
Awesome, Coach. Thank you. I wish you could take me with me. I miss water too.
Well, I do too. You find something, let me know. All right.
All right, I will. Coach, thank you, and glad you're doing all right. And I'll see you soon.
All right. Bye bye.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Thanks for setting this up.
Yep. Good deal. Appreciate it, Coach.
Yeah. She's a dandy.